Welcome to course project. Now this time I will log into workspace project, which is iShare, and my credential. Okay, so previously you have already created your admin app for your iShare, and you have already modified most of the forms based on the recommendation of your panel during your first review by customizing more validation on each fields of your page level form. Okay, let me run your admin. Okay, that's pretty much you have completed all your iShare admin portal. It comes with the donor report, includes also your form and embedded validation and dynamic action has been also added respectively. Right. So this time, let's head back to your application builder, and for demonstration, I created the iShare user test, and this iShare user test is created with a few pages along with the home page, and this authentication credential is now changed to custom, because by the time that you're going to log in, your app user will going to identify whether the user is a donor, a charity, a volunteer, or a beneficiary. Okay. So to know that more, in our SQL workshop object browser, from the object browser, head on to your functions. I have created the PLSQL for iShare underscore authentication underscore function, and this is the script for your PLSQL on authentication function, and later we're going to apply this one on your application user by changing the function authorization back to your application builder and iShare user test. On the shared components, you can see your authentication scheme from the security portion, and by default it was the application express authentication was created during the creation of a new application. So this time, by creating a new one, this iShare login is created and it's also set as current. Let me open up this iShare user login as a scheme as custom. I just named that one on behalf of for your information, and then we authenticate the function name based on the PLSQL function that we have created there in your object browser. And then once that you apply this one and then make a current authentication, you will use your login credential this time on your user app. I'll show you a demonstration that once I run this one for the first time, the credential of course will going to be low, and this is the same workspace credential I'm using, and this time you will see that it will not accept anymore, right? Because I have already changed and apply a new authentication scheme for that app by make it our iShare user login current. So what would gonna be our user's credentials and password? Go to your SQL workshop and from the object browser head on to your IS users tables. So from the PL/SQL we are now creating the civil ID will be the username and the password will gonna be the password, of course. And let me try to show you. Let me just copy this civil ID will be the username and the password based on the table is 1234. 1234. One second. Alright, there you go. So let me check it once again. You notice I have used a full as the login credential, and you can see from the last column here with the role, suppose full is an admin, so you can see that both the donor and charity, actually it's not yet completed, so we have to complete one more shortcut here. If you're an admin, the donor, charity, volunteer, and beneficiaries will be shown here. But what if you're not an admin as your role? Suppose HANSEL. So let me just capture my civil ID and log out this. And sign in once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1 second. I think I have a white space over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So you have noticed that I log in with my ID based on the data from our IS user, and it's only shown a donor. Why? Because as per role, Hansel is a donor. Right. So charity wasn't available to his homepage. And if of course Fatima will going to log in as a role charity, of course you will see the charity form. Okay. And there you go. So how I did this one? From our application, suppose let's go edit the page and we'll head back to our page designer. Okay, and the home page, this one is having these links or a list of shared links, which is in the content body. Once that you selected this one from your right side corner, you will see the type list, right? And the sources will be considered your shortcut. Actually, it is a shortcut. Either you can go to your shared components, or you can just head on to this go to list and then edit the components. You will find the donor and charity shortcuts are created there, and you may enter another one for creating a new entry for your volunteer and your beneficiary. But as long as you should have already created those pages, and you will just link it from here. And let me go to donor. The donor is a part of the shortcuts from your home page. You can see the image class is shown here as per this image from an icon pretty much. You can still change it, select from here as you wish, and you can see those images, right? And back on to the list entry. Of course, the list entry is donor, and as I said, you cannot create a list if you haven't done yet your page, because you can just link your page here once that you wanted to make a shortcut from your home page, and then you can just select that one. Right. Now, the most important part here is the condition region here. The condition type, you can select as many as you like, but for now, it's SQL query returns at least one row. So which means the expression is pretty much SQL statement. But you can see that I select one from the is underscore user table, where the B app user, this is the PLSQL functions, is equal to the is user civil ID and logical and condition with the is user role, which is dollar. So similarly, I just added OR, so that if an admin will going to log in as a role, he can also see the donor shortcut. But this time, of course, you can see this one. Both should be true, with login civil ID on the app user will have logically and true if he or she is a donor. Similarly to your other entry, we can go back to our list of shortcuts and back to charity. This is charity will have, of course, the role will be charity. So which means this is will pulling out this data from is table or is underscore users table and compare to that civil ID. If it matches, meaning this will return at least one row. So the condition will be satisfied and this shortcut will display. So that can be also seen on your application number and on your shared components. And we have here a navigation bar list, right, desktop navigations, and this would be for the application. And similarly to navigation menu and desktop navigation menu, but only appears home because we don't have navigation entry here. And the other one is for the list, and there you go. You can see the shortcuts there, and this shortcut composed of those two forms. Of course, if I click this, you will be now seeing the charity form, and we excluded the report because we have only created this as per as charity, right? So there you go. So which means if the users is a volunteer, so the volunteer shortcut link should appear here. Then that volunteer can check the transactions or maybe some information. He can fill up a form and so on and so forth, right? And let me show you again if I'm going to log in. Let's say we'll see who is the admin. Back to users, and I'm going to use the full credential, because she is an admin. And let me just log out and set and type in the username and 1234, and now you can see that both of these forms, I mean the shortcuts, appears to her because she is an admin. Right. So there you go. So in our case, you have done already a portion part of your users app using customized authorization based on the table data assigned from your respective users column credentials like the civil ID and the password, and we have applied that authorization by changing authorization current to your PLSQL function on your object browser. And we have also make control access by customizing your shortcuts based on your components that you have created here, and of course by working on the conditions here. So try to work with volunteer and beneficiary. You can create first your page here, and this time it would be a form, and before we're using report and form, only a form will be selected. And say for example this page will be going to be for beneficiary. It's already there, right? It will be a normal page, and no problem, we can still add an entry from your breadcrumb home page, and this would be same entry name, but this time branch here to submit, meaning if you wish to go back to the home page, or if you cancel, it will send you back to the home page. It's like once that you click the submit, right, it will go back to home page. Right, now click next. By the way, it's page number 4. Now this time you notice that I haven't linked them to a navigation here because we have another purpose of filling up this navigation bar. But now we will not associate this page to navigation menu entry. We just simplify your user app. Click next, and then this time this is a beneficiary. Of course, we have to look for the table for a beneficiary. So is underscore, okay, there you go, it's a table. Alright, now click next, and of course the fields all selected. We might select only the primary key, and ben underscore ID is the primary key. So now let's create this form, and this page 4 will be created. Right, so this time I can able to run this form. Right, there you go, but there's no link on your app yet because in your home page you have only included these 2 links or shortcuts. So then again, we can go back to your list, right, from your list, and shared components, navigation, list, and go to your shortcuts, and we will create a new entry. So let's say create a new entry, and this would be name as beneficiary, and of course let me just select any icon or image for this. We can change this one later. Okay, say for example for this bed. Right, now the most important in the list entry to creating a shortcut, you have to link also to that page. And remember that our beneficiary is linked to page 4. So select this one, and then it will open up page 4, pretty much like a hyperlink. Now, okay, for now, we don't have a condition yet here. So let me just create this link, and we'll head back to that one later. So there's no condition, which means if I refresh this one, beneficiary is there. But since we need to filter this one, the beneficiary will only display or show only for the beneficiary account role along with the admin. Okay, we can just copy our SQL statement for one of the list that we have provided. The condition type exists SQL. Let me just copy this. Okay, let's back to the list details and back to your beneficiary. And okay, condition type will be exist SQL query returns at least one row and copy paste this. Now this one is now beneficiary. Right. Alright. So admin will also display as well. But one second, only the problem is, do we have a user or happen to be a beneficiary? Let's see the data. Okay, we don't have it. Now let me just insert a new row. Let's say civil ID is 2222221. And let's say this one is Salim. Okay, 1234, and this row will be Siari. Okay, hope I got the correct spelling. Right, now this time let's log in. Is it saved? 1 second. Revalidation, what happened? Insert the row. Say 1234. This is Salim. 1234. Beneficiary. Valid trigger. Okay. So pretty much let's just remove this one and we'll just by default. What seems the problem here? Invalid trigger. BI users. Let me check the constraints. Okay, so pretty much we don't have constraint here. Yeah, because this is not connected to your schema, alright. So okay, users. Alright. What will I do at the moment? Okay, so just to see our application works, let me just change my role, right, and I'll make myself as a beneficiary. I will fix that one later. Alright, so just apply that one. Alright, okay, let me log in once again. Okay, by the way, what's my civil ID? Up to 9. Alright, log into my civil ID, and this time we're expecting that the shortcut beneficiary should only appear on my home page. And there you go. So this time you have seen how we created a customized authorization along with the access controls. You may further use this one also for respected forms or pages, and you can also dynamically work with this separate page. Say on this page you can also work with the similar conditions, or even a region, or even the whole region itself, right? Because in most of the property comes with the server-side conditions, right? So we have security also, and we can customize this. Even also with the forms, you can also make customization for your region, and you can also see your security authorization also will come here, and of course server-side condition. like the same thing what we have done on your list. Okay, SQL returns or returns once. And I can also put here the SQL as well. I'm sorry. Using the SQL logic of comparing your username and password and the role. Right? So that's it. Please stay tuned to our next video, and hopefully you can remake this application for your user test. Thank you very much.